So let's get started. Before we do, here's a joke. I know it's corny, but you're amazing.
Oh, I like that one.
Amazing. Oh, good.
You guys maize?
Maize.
Corn soup is maize.
Oh,
like maíz is corn in Spanish.
Alright, so this is going to be an introduction to the Desmos graphing calculator and the Desmos activities. The goals we're going to do today is I'm going to use Desmos to show you how to get solutions to this activity that we're about to do, and then we're also going to choose a Desmos activity to do with our students. Before we do that, does anybody have something good there to share?
It's fine.
Yeah.
As far as you have plans? Do anything exciting, Brian?
Other than not coming over.
Just relax. Cool. I get it. I totally get it. We're going to get started with a little discussion. Just take 1 second, write down your response to these. How have you seen technology hinder a math class? How have you seen technology energize a math class? Finish up your thoughts. And then because we have a beautiful even number, we can do a quick turn and talk. So back 2 and then side 2. Number 1, what have you guys seen to hinder? Go ahead and tell your neighbors. Back 3, 2, 1.
What's it called that one?
0. Who'd like to share? Hindered. How have you guys seen it hindered?
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Yeah, everybody's seen that. I'm waiting for mine to crap out. Energize. Flip side. What are the good things about tech?
They love it.
They love it. Yeah.
If it's exciting, new, and engaging, they love it.
Mhm.
Even when it's old, like Cahoots, they still
Oh my
love
gosh.
Cahoots.
Still into it.
They still love Jeopardy.
Every day.
No, you're good. All right, so this activity we're going to do, it's called charge. Who here has a cell phone? Yeah, okay, awesome. I guess it works. Who here has ever had an almost dead cell phone? Oh yeah. So this is your given information. If you guys flip to the next page, write down what is the first question or questions or comments that come to mind.
When I look at this,
Yeah, when you look at that picture that I've given you.
It's not a question, it's a comment.
Yeah,
It's a
sure.
phrase.
Questions, comments,
It's a phrase.
concerns, all of the above. What are you thinking when you see this picture? Remember, no right or wrong answers, obviously. It's just a thought. Like, this person's got Sprint. It's
I was
actually
about to say, you use it.
yeah.
But it's great.
All right, who'd like to share? What do you got?
They forgot to charge my phone.
Yeah, then let it go. Nadia.
Well, if I'm in my car, first question I ask is, where's my charger?
That's what I asked.
If I'm with my husband, and he's charging his, like, is yours charged?
Can I steal a charge from? So you guys all had great questions, great comments, great concerns. But what we really care about here is when will the phone be fully charged? Because it's almost dead and that's important, right? So let's get precise. First, write down a guess that is too low, a guess that is too high, and a guess that you think is just right. Kind of like the
How long is it going to
Goldilocks.
take to charge
Oh.
it?
Yeah, how long it's going to charge, right? Because that's our
What version is this? I'm telling you, that means that you have a
we're
better charger.
not there yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's an
See,
iOS.
hold that thought, yeah.
I
That's
was.
beautiful, great thinking, hold that thought. But right now we're just Goldilocks. Give me a guess, too high, you.
Too high one day.
1 day, that is way too high. Gonna take way too long. Give me a guess it's too low, Donna.
A minute.
Yeah, you're not gonna plug it in and it go whoop. That'd be so cool
Would
if it
expect
did.
it to.
And then Brown, give me a just right guess.
2 hours.
That's
I
right.
don't know. The reason that we want to do this, guys, is to know, like, if the answer we get fits in a range of making sense. So if the calculations come out and it tells you that it takes 48 hours to charge, you might take a beat and be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. And go back and look at your work and make sure what you did is accurate, right?
Yes.
So now, Chacon's favorite part.
Yeah.
Let's get precise. What info do you need to know? Please take a minute, write down as many things that you would like to see. All right, let's bounce around the other way. Demon, what's one thing you would like to know?
How old is the phone?
All right,
That's
now the
good.
age.
I guess what version
That's
is
what
this
my
version?
version is. This one.
Okay, the question is, what does age type version, type of charger, apps, and juice, what does that all affect? What's that going to do?
One of the dogs.
Did it poop on the floor with you?
It's very possible.
It did, on your carpet.
That's funny.
It's all right, it's tiles. You can
On
cut them
your-
out.
Okay, so your people are gonna know that you're very adaptable.
It's like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Are you serious? Oh my god!
I told you it really pooped on your floor.
You want to let me sign up to scoop it up? Oh, you got two.
Okay.
Look, it looks like a.
As I was saying, so what does all of this, what does this all impact? Like, why do we care about all those things?
Because you asked
Because
it.
our
Because we want it
package
done
on
as
there.
quickly as possible.
So we want to do it as quickly as possible, right? We care about the rate and how quickly it's going to be charging, right? If we're with it for a few minutes. Here's, yes, I'll let you sit with the food. And just kind of think, how does this help?
Oh, crap.
I don't have, you can feel free to use all the paper that I've given you. There's the read through I knew it was going to happen.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh.
We have
By the time
handouts.
we're done, it'll read through.
Is everything wrong to have in
I'll let you guys
I did.
chat with each other a little bit now.
8 minutes.
Because everybody's doing something a little bit different.
I made a T-chart like you are. I just put this as 0. And I put 5 this over here. And I'm seeing inconsistent
trying to
growth.
see, like, the difference.
Because here,
The
from
time
0 to
that
8,
it's
it went up
taken
4%, but then
is
here,
increasing.
from 8, it went up 9%. Maybe they're like at an airport or something, and they have a portable charger versus the wall, and they have to keep going back and forth. I don't know, because it's very inconsistent.
Flipping their apps on and off, using it, not using it.
Because I mean, sometimes the
Mine
minutes,
looks like all their apps are on,
yeah,
all the same stuff is on.
sometimes the minutes are higher than the charge increase, and sometimes the charge
Yeah, but
increase is
this
higher
one
than
has
the
the
minutes.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, but look,
Yeah, it is.
No,
But it's
where?
highest.
9%,
It's 9%
Here,
off.
at 8
8%, 8
minutes, it went up 9%.
and then 5%, 4 minutes.
Oh,
Right, 4 minutes it
You're
went
wrong.
up 5%, and 20 minutes it went up
You're
23%.
wrong.
The percent is always
It's
higher
okay,
than the minutes.
it's a learning
Sometimes more
opportunity,
than others.
right?
Plus 9 would be
You can
14.
see where you made your
There we
mistake.
go.
Carol, tell me the difference.
Well, just listening to Brown's voice made me understand what mistake I was making.
Good, that collaboration piece is very
You
important.
write for us.
What did I write? I don't know.
So pretty much, we're all looking for the rates here. And we've noticed so far that they're non-constant.
Uh-huh,
So,
but it looks like there could be a pattern.
and they're all
It's every
really-
other.
they're all really close, right?
Yep.
So, what assumptions could we make here to help us out?
Just a little bit more than a percent a minute.
Yeah, a
Is that
tad
right?
bit above,
A little bit
yeah.
more of a percent
Yep.
each minute.
1.111 we're repeating to be exact.
Yep, so there are plenty of things you can do here. You can either pick your favorite rate, you could average them out, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll let you do that while I restart my computer.
Now we have to find out
Remember,
if it's 100%. Is it
What was our goal? What were we trying to figure out?
100%.
When will it be at 100%?
Oh, gotcha.
So back, I want to highlight just the different ways you guys were thinking about this. So as you can see on here, what you do. So I'd like to point out, Dunan, what'd you do?
So I,
So slightly different ideas. I'm going to borrow yours too, Emily. So Emily did very similar to what Han did. Ready for the real answer?
Okay.
Yeah.
we're all scared.
I got to go to the calculator.
I was like, what?
Here's the Desmos calculator. So someone else was very nice to already do all this for me. But here's the cool thing. It allows you to organize your thoughts with these folders. And then you can also build equations, make notes, tables, put in images if you want to. So first off, right off the bat, this person obviously chose to graph it. So they're defining their X and Y axis. So X is going to be time since 9:02, right?
Yeah.
We assume we started charging at 9:02. That was a big assumption there. And then Y was our battery charge.
Okay.
So then, the next thing they did is they said, we want it to get to 100%. So they put a line right here at 100. But notice that we can put this line wherever we want. We can say, when will it be at 50%?
Yeah.
When will it be at? 75%.
Nice.
We just happened to want 100.
Yeah.
Then what they did is they took the table, exactly like what you guys started with the time and the amount charged, and went ahead and plotted that. So as you can see, these dots aren't exactly on this line. They're slightly off, right? So in the next part, when I actually wrote the equation, we just made the assumption that it is a constant rate. And they used the constant rate between the start time and 22 minutes. There was a 28% charge.
Oh.
And then we started at our 5% charge. So that graphed our red line here. Notice that we can change the color if we want. If you want it to be purple, or black, or orange, or green.
I like orange.
If you want it to be dotted, dashed,
Oh, that's cool.
solid, doesn't really matter.
This is cool.
No, I like this.
So that gets us our line that approximates the data. It's not perfect. Another thing that we could do is we could do regression at the 7th, 8th grade, 6th grade level. We don't really get into regression all that much, so I'm going to skip it. But you can write equations and have it approximate a line for you just like a graphing calculator would. So finally, all you have to do is look and see. Oh, I should have changed this back to right.
You can just click on 100 and see what that exact number is.
Uh-huh. Then you can just look and see.
Whoa!
81 minutes. It'll be
an hour and
100%.
21 minutes. Look at you!
21.
Done!
Hour and 22 minutes.
Oh, you went over. You went over.
Perfect.
I didn't get all the way down.
So
Did you
remember,
get yours?
No, mine was 1 hour and 32 minutes.
that was based off the assumption that this was constant growth. It actually looked every 4 minutes and it recorded the times, recorded the charges.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. The black dots are reality.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
So it's linear, it's
Yeah.
linear, it's linear, and then,
Off.
Takes longer.
Interesting.
yeah, when does it start getting non-linear?
Like 80,
Yeah,
90,
80.
no, 88 minutes.
Like,
Well, no, 80.
right at about an hour, which is
Oh, yeah.
80%, right?
Oh.
All the time, my
the
bad,
time
my
is
bad,
at the
my
bottom,
bad.
I see.
Yeah. So yeah, times in seconds.
An hour.
Why is it going backwards now?
Because that's a function of the slide as it goes forward and backward.
Can't
You
pause
pause it?
If you hit play, yeah, you can pause
Oh,
it
I
here at
see.
the top.
So according to
Play goes back.
according to the regression, it takes 2 hours.
So yeah,
2
according
hours and 20
to
minutes.
not the regression, but to the actual data that this
Oh.
person collected, it's going to take 2 hours and 20 minutes to get to 100%.
Okay, so it's full.
What thoughts do you guys have about this so far? What are your questions, concerns? What do you think's
No, I think
cool?
it's really a great example. But the Desmos is a great tool, I've seen it before, but using cell phones charging, they're just like, their
Yeah.
phones are their lifetime.
Yes, I was
Uh-huh,
gonna say, you
huge
connect
hook
it
for
right
sure.
in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
And they might not even, and just that whole thing, oh, did they really do that? But we did.
Oh, dude, I was
Yeah.
glued to this. The whole, I mean, this graphic was
Yeah.
very, very, very.
They're not gonna be as impressed by the math like we were.
No.
Right. This
Well,
last part
cool.
though is a nice hyper visual way of showing like you guys made that table. Awesome. We can plot those points. This person already did. Right?
Yeah.
And then they could look at the line themselves before you even turn on this equation.
What is that? Cool.
Yeah.
That hits our first goal. Bam! We use Desmos to show us the possible solution. So
Oh,
remember the theoretical versus the actual.
Yeah.
And that's very big to realize. Like us mathematicians, we love perfection. And perfection sometimes doesn't match what's actually happening.
That's actually very true. Theoretical versus actual.
So now we're going to move on to our second goal, and we're going to pick a Desmos activity to use with students. So please now use your computers to go to teacher.desmos.com. If you just go to Desmos, it'll take you to a home page where you can choose between the calculator and teacher activities and professional learning. So if you just go to Desmos originally,
So not the teacher one?
go to the
Desmos
teacher one.
activities?
Yep. Yep, it should say classroom activities.
Do they,
Watch the video.
do they go by?
No need to watch the video. But if you've not yet made an account,
Do they
take
go
2
by-
seconds. Sign in,
Yeah,
use
we've
your
already used it, so.
Gmail.
Do these go off of?
Time out really quick, I apologize.
Okay.
Time out really quick. Really quick.
Okay.
Alright, so if you just go to Desmos, this is where you'll pop up first.
Yep.
So the graphing tool is smack dab right in the middle, can't miss it. The 4 function and scientific are also options that they have if you just want to use the basics. This is where the classroom activities are, and then this is professional development type stuff. So you guys are all in the classroom activities, the teacher site.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm already logged in under me. I have a bunch of different things collected. You can see that they have featured things. So these are like subjects that a lot of people look through frequently. And there's so much more that you can look at. So these are some featured activities that people really like, they're useful. You can always search for activities. You can search by standard, you can search by major concept, you can search by whatever. Once you find stuff you like, you can make collections and you can sort them. So I have geometry activities that we do, all sorted out. You pick one. I like dilation mini golf. I think it's fun. You can preview them.
Here's your lack of prep if you don't go in there and do this before you do it with the class.
It's really important that you do it before your students do, so you can see what is happening and what they are supposed to do. So this is the teacher moves explain, like, here's what you can do when they're on this screen.
Oh, I like that.
And then you can play the game too. Get B in the hole, try it, see what they mean. Bam! I got the ball in the hole. Woo! Scale factor of 4. I got 4 of these line segments. Hooray! Go on to the next slide. It gets a little bit more detailed. Scale factor of 2. Will it work? What direction do I need to point it? If I go that way, what's going to happen? Yeah, it doesn't hit, right? So you can keep going. You can play the games. You can do the activities. They're not all necessarily games. Some of them are. Some of my favorites include what's called polygraph, which is kind of like 2 truths and a lie. So they get these cards and then they're paired up with their partners. One partner can see it, one partner can't. One partner like has one, the rest of them, or the other person can see all of them, and they have to ask yes or no questions to figure out which one. So not like 2 truths and a lie, but that one game where the faces are and you have to describe the face.
Guess who?
Guess who? Yeah,
Guess who?
yeah.
Then
Guess
in
who.
quadrant
So
one.
if you're.
Exactly.
Let's ask yes or no questions. This is pretty fun.
Yep.
Peter, is
Students
this-
really enjoy that.
Is this the teacher dashboard?
Yes.
I like this.
This is the one you told me about for that.
Yes. Did you guys get a play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Wonder ahead.
Yeah, you already had one. You're already logged in. So, what I want you to do is, with your partner, think of a standard that you're going to be on in the next couple weeks, and then search for it, and find something that you guys want to do, and come to a consensus on a game that you want to play or an activity, and then try to implement in the next couple weeks. Okay? So I'll give you 5 minutes to do some searching and see what you can find. Standard, I guess it doesn't have it.
It doesn't have that one. I just remembered what our ones were.
Oh, so I guess,
Can you do it?
so some of them have it,
Yeah,
the standards, not all.
not all of them, okay.
So instead of searching by standard, search by concept.
So ours was.
Well, what's like something coming up for the 3 class?
So this is what you should do.
Are you guys solving
English,
this?
solving equations. They have to write the corners of the triangle.
Yeah, you did.
That's
Bigger.
corners, that's vertex to relation.
Oh, triangle some theorem, right?
Yeah.
Then we
yeah.
search
Sure,
for
sure. Sometime it's Friday. Bring it back 3,
Thank you, Car.
2, 1, 0. So did everybody here at least look through an activity?
Yeah,
Good. Who? What are your thoughts? So, do Do you think you want to use this? Why not? What stumbling blocks do you anticipate? I can tell you many stumbling blocks I've had. Time, for sure.
Biggest one right there, time.
Mhm.
I think
So-
I would have to take a whole PD day and play with it.
Yeah, So they give you time estimates. Notice that they're estimates though, so they're not 100% accurate. It
No.
depends on the pacing.
I mean, time for me to learn and figure out, it just took me
Gotcha.
7 minutes to figure out how to get from screen 1 to screen 3
Mhm.
because there was nothing that gave me any directions to show me
This is a good one.
how to get that progression.
I'm definitely
Right.
using this.
So
So-
that's where I'm talking about the time.
Yeah, we can play around as a
I mean,
team
just
some more,
experiencing it yourself.
and we can actually do one of these activities, so you
We
can see
share
on
our-
my end what it looks like and on the student end what it looks like.
But do you share your collection?
Share activity.
So
You can, if
we
you,
can share our folder together.
you can probably share it to the email address that your other person
Okay.
is in. So, because I bookmark everything that I like,
Yeah.
and then obviously he does the same too. And if he
Yeah.
has one thing that we can do, like, oh, send it to me.
So yeah, you
When
can
you click
share,
share, you
Oh,
can
I
use
see
this
it right
link.
there, share activity.
Oh, it just says
Yeah.
Facebook or Twitter.
Well,
or if you go over here,
Where's the other one?
share
that you-
collection, you can
Share
email the collection.
Oh,
Share
okay.
collection.
Also notice that you can customize, you can make your own. You can do a polygraph, which is the guess who game, or you can make an activity. I've made a quadratics activity for my students. While this is going, please feel free to think of more things to ask. More questions you have, more concerns, comments. Usually when we do Desmos, it's individual or small group.
okay.
Like, it just depends on the style of activity. So I've done this without the use of Desmos until the solution. So I just show them the answer, kind of like I did with you guys. There is a Desmos activity that is this as well, that takes them through step by step, and you can pace them out. So you can say,
Okay, that's
everyone's
what
stuck
I'm
on screen 1.
Yeah,
Okay, everyone's stuck on screen 2.
okay.
Everyone, like, and then they can post comments to each other that everyone can see, so you can monitor and make sure that
Yep.
what they're saying is
You can
appropriate
anonymize
and
the
makes
names.
sense.
So the kids don't feel like they're being put on blast. Like, who put this here?
Yeah,
If you anonymize it, they give them like famous names like Benito Mussolini or
okay.
like Lady Margaret or something. Like I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
super anonymous.
So you don't feel like.
Yep. So the kid's like, all right. So it looks like Sir Alexander did not do what I asked him to do. Go ahead and correct that, and you can move on. So
Or
it's-
Isaac Newton, thank you
Yeah.
for your response,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, what do y'all think about it?
So
Okay.
kids will be like, I'm Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's like,
Yes.
thank you, now let's go. Okay.
Okay. I
What
like
else?
that.
What
I
other-
definitely like that you can pause it for them too. Because I think that's something that with
You can
the
restrict
five-year,
their
and I don't know, maybe with yours, because you have a lot of Spanish speaking, that it would help them. Can you put it in Spanish? Like for
Can you
if have
translate? Yeah, that's a
Spanish
good
speaking
one.
kids only?
I think that they can just translate the page.
Okay.
So I have students that know how to just filter it as a translation,
Yeah.
and yeah, they can do it
Ah.
themselves.
Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know how, I'm not trying to bring up a competitor, but like Khan Academy will have, like, you can do a problem, if you don't get it, there's a hint, or there's a way, like a video, is there something, but let's say it's for struggling kids, is there something on this that allows them to get help without asking the teacher?
So, depending on the activity that you have established, you can find activities that have little hints and remediations tacked in. You can make copies of activities and add in those hints and remediations needed and whatnot. So Khan Academy, I feel like, is more aimed at, here is what it is, watch me do this, now you practice. Whereas this is more like guided learning of like, what are your thoughts about this concept?
Yeah.
Now, was your thinking on track, were you off? Now let's practice the actual like meat of the thing.
Okay.
So it does take teacher pacing, it does take preparation to know where are they going to get stuck? Where do I need to restrict these screens to? And knowing like, okay, these three groups are stuck on this one screen. Let's pause, take a look. What did you learn today? What's the next step? Just shout them out. What did you learn today?
But there's a program called Desmos.
And the Desmos existed.
Never knew
Wonderful.
that there was one.
I can take a whole
That's step
instructional
one.
day by doing an activity that's relevant to my content and my standard.
Yeah, you can definitely teach kids using this program the entire time. Like, and usually they're engaged the entire time,
Yeah.
especially with the games. They love it. Like, what am I doing wrong? How do I fix this? Really fun. What next steps? As a department head, what did I ask you guys to do?
To practice during PDs.
Putting it into
Uh-huh.
lesson for
Or
us.
you collaborate with your teammates to
So we
see
can
if.
use an actual one.
Yeah, so
How we like
see if you can actually incorporate one. See if you can actually incorporate one into the plans for next week. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.